Greetings, family, in the name of TATA NZAMBI. Greetings, the family also who is scattered to the four corners of the earth, the Bantu nations. Greetings. May the grace, may the peace of Nzambi Maweja be upon you. As most of you are making your way to the promised land, Sub-Saharan Africa. My name is Simao Toko from South Africa. In Kongo. And so I would like to talk about Simao Toko. From now on, I'm going to be doing a series talking about Simao Toko. Simao Toko, about who he is, where he comes from, and what was his purpose, and what does it mean to us, and what is expected from us. Because before he departed, even though we believe that, we know that he is among us, very much among us. He is among us. He promised the colonial masters that after him, there will be many more that are like him, that the colonial masters will not be able to stop. And so, that speaks to you and me as we continue to work the purposes of the Most High, what He has assigned us to do, that nothing will be able to stop us, because we are not our own. We belong to TATA NZAMBI. So I would like to get into it about his lineage and his purposes and so on. So I'm going to be reading. Simao Toko's lineage, that is his roots. Mayamona was born in the land of the priests. Okay? So Sadi Zulumango is a space or a place that we need to analyze, specifically in the Angolan universe cosmogony. A toponym or names indicate geographic descriptions or the functions of the founders or the representatives in respective villages. In this case, what would Sadi Zulumango mean? A consistent hypothesis would prevail to interpret this term. Sadi Zulumango is a toponym known by oral tradition as the sacred place. Sadi is someone with the power to undo an evil spell. Zulumango is the top of the mountain reserved for private communication with Nzambi, the creator of heaven and earth, and the ancestors. In this way, Sadi Zulumango would mean sacred place where those who have the power to undo spell and communicate with Nzambi. It is a place founded by the Nsakos, the priests. The term Sako comes from Sako Nevunda, the first great priest of the kingdom of Kongo. Nsako means clean path. Nzilavelela. Nsako is the incarnation of divine love. Right. So it talks about one of the points talks about the Zulumango is the top of the mountain reserved for private communication with Nzambi, the creator of heaven and earth, and our ancestors. And some of you are quite resistant when we talk about communicating with ancestors. And whereas as the Bantu nations, that is our lifestyle that we cannot run away from. I know that in different places in Sub-Saharan Africa, you have your own way of communicating with ancestors. And whereas here in South Africa also, they have their own way of communicating with ancestors and what have you, But I strongly believe that communicating with ancestors according to the way our forefathers used to do it, that is the 12 patriarchs and even the progenitors before then, not in the current way, which I'm familiar with, the South African way, whereby we slaughter cows and sheep and what have you. I'm not talking about that. You know, I'm gonna read in the Mount of Transfiguration, where our Savior, Msindisi, went up the mountain, and he went there with Peter, James, and John there, right? And then when he went there, Elijah and Moses appeared, and yet these two people and were no longer, were long gone to be with the Most High. But when they went to the Mount of Transfiguration, they appeared to the Savior, to Msindisi, and Peter, James, and John. In Matthew chapter 17, from verse 1, it says, After 6 days, Jesus took with him Peter, James, and John, the brother of James, and led them up a high mountain by themselves. Verse 2. There he was, transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as the light. Verse 3. Suddenly, Moses and Elijah appeared before them, talking with Jesus. Underline, talking with Jesus. Let me read it again. Verse 3. Suddenly, Moses and Elijah appeared before them, talking with Jesus. Peter said to Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you wish, I will put up 3 shelters, one for you, one for Moses, one for Elijah. So, it is our tradition to speak with our ancestors. I don't want, because even the Savior, Jesus, although I don't use JC anymore, but the Savior, hence I'm saying Msindisi, or our Savior, right? Yeah. So our Savior of Msindisi, he went up that mountain with James, Peter, and John, and Moses and Elijah, who were long gone on this earth, appeared to whom? To our Savior. And they did not just appear, they also communicated with him. This is communicating with our ancestors is our lifestyle. We cannot run away from that. Other nations can say whatever, but we, as the Bantu nations, this is our lifestyle. It is who we are. We cannot run away from it. Right? And I know one would argue and say, but in the Old Testament, in some places, it was forbidden to be communicating with ancestors and what have you. In that case, you remember that case, that woman who was instructed to bring up Samuel, right, and what have you. And one would say there will be a contradiction, what have you. Since our books, that is the Bantu scrolls, were taken by the colonialists and what have you, and they did deliberately to bring confusion, and they wanted to control our spirituality. They wanted to control our spirituality even to the point of how we connect and communicate in the spirit with the Most High Creator and our ancestors. They wanted to control everything, and so they manipulated a lot of things. But fortunately for us, our ancestors, they cannot be manipulated. The Spirit of the Most High Himself cannot be manipulated. And so they couldn't do anything against them, but they had to program us and alter and manipulate our minds to resist and reject our ancestors. But the Most High is changing all of that. and he's returning us back to him. Because the Most High does not only work with the spirit of the Most High, he also works with our ancestors as well. But that does not mean we must go and slaughter cows. And I do not slaughter cows and goats to ancestors. Communicating, yes, they do come, appear by themselves. I think I've said enough, too much about on that, right? Yeah. So we're gonna continue. So the lineage of peacemakers, from which Simao Toko comes from, right? We're gonna get into that. Simao Toko belongs to the lineage of Nampemba, or still Nampemba Nkosa. This lineage is also known as Nampemba Nsiwila. Sorry, please forgive me if I am butchering this language. Bear with me, right? Thank you for understanding. In the social anatomy of the Congos, this lineage belongs to the Nsakos, the priests. Nampemba do not condone confusion, although their mission is to resolve them. Simao Toko parents were called Ndombele Bitopo and Ndundu Simba and belong to the tribe of Nampemba Yampata Yivelo Kivelele, which means plowing, harvesting, and cleaning without leaving anything. Nampemba lineage represents the saints. Pemba derives from Yemba, Gemba, Vemba, Pemba, which simultaneously means be Pemba, holy, pure, and be a saint. Be empowered to proclaim peace among the people, possess the power of Mpemba. Pemba is associated with paradise. It is about the lineage of those who were considered saints and empowered to administer ancestor meetings to bring harmony to society. Nampemba is a lineage of peacemakers in society according to the distribution of social functions. It says this lineage is also known as Nampemba Nsiwila in the social anatomy of the Congos. This lineage belongs to the Nsakos, that is the priests. In one of previous videos, I said that the tribe of Lewi is the tribe that the Most High has assigned the spiritual, for us to be spiritually connect to Him, right? Even to connect with our ancestors. That assignment is what is given to the tribe of Lewi. I even said that even the previous priests, the previous prophets that the Most High called to speak to us and our ancestors back then, they came from the tribe of the tribe of Lewi, the tribe of the priesthood, who are assigned the spiritual assignments concerning the kingdom of Congo. So it was not anyone. It was rare that you find anyone who would be a prophet of the Most High, would be used as a prophet by the Most High to come and speak to us the message of the Most High. The Most High would call prophets or raise prophets specifically from the tribe of Lewi, who were assigned this priesthood function to serve the children, to serve the Most High and the Yisolele, that is the children of Congo in Sub-Saharan Africa, right? Yeah. So we also see that even Simao Toko comes from what? The Nsakos. He comes from this tribe of the priests as well. I would like to stop here for now and we will continue. Hopefully I will upload every day. I pray so that I upload every day. So I will try also to make notes let me not make promises that I will not be able to keep. So I would like to stop here today. And so thank you for listening to me. Subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to continue to speak more about Simao Toko. Thank you very much.